guys. So as promised, I told you that I would be uploading a tutorial on how to take off your gel nail polish. Mine is just as grown out as you ladies. I haven't done anything to my nails in probably 3 weeks to a month. So it's time for me to take off mine, and I know you guys all need help taking off yours. So I'm going to spin the camera around here, and I'm going to show you what exactly I use to take off my nail polish and give you some variations of things that you can use in case you don't happen to have that. So give me a minute. Okay, so here are different things that I am going to be using to take off my nail polish, okay? So the first thing that you have to have is this. You have to have pure acetone. There are some different variations of this. I'm sure you guys have seen when you go to the grocery store. There are, I think, 3 different versions. There's non-acetone, acetone, and then there's pure acetone. If you go to Rite Aid and you just buy what's on the shelf that says acetone, it will not work. You have to use pure acetone. This you can get probably from Amazon. You can get it from Sally's. I think there are a couple Sally's maybe still open. But this is the key to getting this stuff off of your nails. So it's got to be pure acetone, okay? So you need pure acetone. You need a nail file or 2, whatever you have, laying around at home. You need something like this to scrape the polish off of your nail with. If you have an orange wood stick, if you have even like a wooden skewer that you might use. If you were going to be making shish kebabs at home, you could try that. I'm actually going to also try using the inside of, a lot of us have these nail clippers at home. I'm going to try using this inside thing here and see if that works too, to see if it will help you guys. I know a lot of us kind of have these laying around. We don't really use them, but I'm going to see if that will help. And also, I think you could be able to use the end of a bobby pin, this end right here. So I'm going to try a couple things and see if it works. Hopefully I can help you guys out. You also need these cotton rounds, or you need a cotton ball or something cotton. I've tried using paper towels before and it does not work. It just doesn't stay saturated enough in order for it to dissolve the nail polish. So you need something cotton. You need some squares of foil about this big. So what is this? Maybe like a 1.5 by 2 or 2 by 3. Really, you just need a piece of foil big enough to wrap around your nail like this. So whatever size works for you, however much foil you have, you can make it as big or as small as you want. You need something that's cuticle oil. I have these little Equate cuticle oil pens that I bought like a long time ago on clearance, and they still work pretty good. So you need something for cuticle oil, whether it's olive oil or if you have coconut oil or something like that. You need something like that. And this buffer block is optional. If you have one, great. If you go to Sally's or if you're on Amazon and you can order 1 or 2 of these or a pack of them, these are just great to have at home anyways, even for your natural nail manicures. So this is basically all of my supplies. And so I'm going to now switch the camera and kind of show you what I do. Stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm back. It's been about 20 minutes, and so I'm gonna start taking off some of this foil and we're gonna check and see what we've got underneath here. So we'll start with the thumb. So now what I do when I take these off is I kind of pinch it a little and I just sort of wiggle a little bit to help that cotton sort of pull off any of the nail polish that's underneath there. And so kind of looks like that. Sometimes you get spots where it comes off easy. Sometimes you get places where it's a little stuck. So now what I would typically do is I would take my metal pusher and I would just go like this, and it's so soft that you barely even have to press and it just comes right off. And then you want to switch it around, kind of do this way for the end of it. And that's basically how I get it off. Then what I do is I kind of go up here and push my cuticles back as far as I can. Now there's gonna be a little bit of residue left on there, obviously. So that's when you get your nail file and you gently go over the top. Do not press very hard at all. You don't really need to press hard because most of that polish has already gotten taken off. So you just go around very, very gently. If there's any little bits of polish left over, you can go in and remove them. Mine generally comes off pretty easily. So now this is a time when, if you were gonna shape your nails, you would wanna shape them into whatever shape you're gonna do. I haven't decided exactly what I'm gonna do with mine, so I'm just gonna leave that there. But this is basically the end of using your nail file. Now, if you can see on the nail plate, it's a little bit rough, it's a little bit bumpy from filing that off. That's where your block buffer comes in. If you take this and just gently go side to side in the middle, and then down on one side and down on the other side, and then I take it and just pull straight down from the top. You can see now it's smoother and a lot more shiny, and it really helps remove a lot of that residue that's on there. And so at this point, I'm gonna go through and do the rest of my nails, and I will come back and show you what they all look like later. But at this point, this is where I would go, and once you figured out what shape you want your nail, I would go and wash my hands with soap and water. And then you're gonna wanna put on some of your cuticle oil, whatever you've decided. Coconut oil, one of these little pencil kind of cuticle sticks, any kind of oil that you have, period. You wanna make sure that you put oil on and lotion and rehydrate this area. And then if you're going to repolish your nails, then I will tell you in a little while how you do that. Let's switch and see if a bobby pin works. It sure does. As long as you have bobby pins that are coated and they're not all metal, they have to be coated a little bit like this one. You can use it, go along here and just scrape off that extra polish. Like that. Let's try this one. I'll try using this little guy inside of here. Just going to gently, this works too. I'm barely touching, and it just scrapes right off. The acetone does all the work for you. It pretty much melts the polish, so it becomes very, very soft. So there isn't a whole lot that you have to actually do in order to get this off. That's why the acetone is so important. It does a lot of the work for you. So you can see, scraped all that off. Let's do this one. I'm applying the lightest amount of pressure, barely even having to do anything. I'm just letting the tool sort of do the work for me. Because you don't want to scrape that top layer of your nail off. We don't want our nails to be weak and brittle and thin. So you want to be very careful about how hard you're pushing, about how hard you're filing. You don't want to just file and file and file. That nail plate is only so thick. And believe me, when you start filing too far, you're gonna feel it. It will start to burn and you'll start to feel some heat, and believe me, you won't like how it feels. So just be very, very gentle. Nails are delicate creatures. Okay, so there that is. There's most of the polish taken off. So I'm gonna go off camera now and I'm just gonna finish these and come back and show you what they look like when I'm all done. Okay, girls, we're back. All right, so off camera, I went and changed the shape of my nails a little bit. I wanted them to be a little bit more almond shape instead of being so square. And I took down the length just a tiny bit, but you can see that my cuticles are semi-moisturized. I didn't do too crazy on the lotion or the moisturizer because I am going to repolish them. So I didn't want to go too crazy and have to remove that later. But you can see that even though you're going to see some evidence that you had some sort of enhancement on your nail. Your nails aren't going to be perfectly smooth and, shiny. They look much better than they did, and you can tell that they aren't damaged. They just have all of the shine buffed off of them, but that's necessary in order for me to apply more polish. So that's basically the end of the tutorial. Now I am going to give you a few more tips. Okay, so here are a few more tips. So this would be a really, really great time for any woman who has enhancements on her nails, whether it be gel polish or poly gel or acrylic, and you've had to take all of that stuff off. Don't attempt to do this stuff at home, girls. There's a reason why you pay us the big bucks to get it done. It is not simple. A lot of these techniques are really hard, and no matter how many YouTube videos you watch and how many Walgreens specials you see, this stuff is really not to be attempted at home. I've seen some really, really bad things happen to women who've attempted to do this stuff at home. And to be honest with you, your nails probably need a little bit of a break anyways. And let's be honest, nobody's really paying attention to your nails now anyways. And even if they are, they're not 6 feet away. So I would suggest that you just put on some regular good old nail polish that you have at home. Make sure that before you polish your nails, don't put on any lotions. Wash your hands really good with soap and water. Use a little bit of alcohol. Swab over your nail plate with a cotton ball or with a paper towel, something like that. Make sure that all of the oils are off your nail bed. Use a good base coat. Use 2 coats of whatever color you're using and use a good top coat. That's really the best thing that you can do at home to make sure that your nails are going to last as long as they can with regular polish. They aren't going to last as long as, acrylics or, using some sort of gel polish. But there are a lot of polishes that people are making nowadays that you can get a hold of that are just like gel polish and are lasting a little bit longer. It's a little bit of a moussier texture, so it's a little thicker. So it kind of makes you feel like you have an enhancement on and makes your nails feel a little stronger than they normally would without it. All of that stuff can be ordered on Amazon. I know some of the shipments are going out a little bit slower because it's not necessarily essential, but I'm sure that you'll be able to get it nonetheless. So those are my tips, and make sure that you are letting your nails dry before you attempt to do anything. Unless you can buy a really, really great fast drying top coat, it takes anywhere from, 20 to 30 minutes for your nails to dry really, really well. So make sure you're buying a top coat that says fast drying. You can thank me later. So I think that's all that I have to tell you, ladies. One of the big tips that I wanted to share earlier and forgot. A lot of women that I know have a lot of cuticle overgrowth on their nail plate. And a lot of women don't want to have to go and buy these things, and you don't want to have to buy a cuticle remover and all of that stuff. But one of the things that you can do that is extremely helpful, and this goes for your feet and for your toes, girls. Or your feet and for your nails, sorry. After you take a shower, your skin is very, very soft. And the towel that you use after the shower to dry off with is rough. One of the best things that you can do is just to take that towel and push it onto your cuticle. Just pretend this paper towel is a bath towel. Just take it and go like this. and push your cuticles back right after you get out of the shower. It's when your skin's gonna be the softest and will move probably the best. So you can do that on your toes. You can just kind of take the towel, if you have natural nails, wipe around your cuticle and just push it back like that. It helps tremendously to push back all that extra skin that usually we get off for you. So until you can see us all again, that's a great tip. And I don't think that I have anything else because this is really hard. And my brain is going a mile a minute. And I'm trying to make sure that I tell you all of the things I have in my brain. So I'm sure that I forgot something. I'm sure there are going to be nail techs that watch this and go, I would never do it that way. And you know what? That's okay. We all have different ways that we do things. But you know what? It got the job done. And that's really all I care about for you ladies right now. I'm not trying to be professional. I'm trying to help you do what I know you need to have help with. So that's basically where my brain is this morning. So if you have any other questions that I didn't cover or just you're not sure about something, send me a message, text me if you have my number, send me a private message, comment below, whatever it is. I will help you out in any way that I can. Until next time, girls. Bye.